you will survive through this and you will thrive during times like this. Like I think I talked to you a lot about this in the last couple of weeks as well. We're seeing a massive surge in webinar sales and live stream sales. Not just us, but different topics that we do in various markets, they are doing very well. So I sell digital courses and I sell digital workshops right now in various markets like cryptocurrency. We have home business. We have like email marketing, things like that. And the sales have been positive. We're looking at a very positive rate. And I'm also seeing a lot more people, the watches, I like to call it watches, right? Because watches is a very retail experience. Like it's very difficult to buy a Rolex online, for example, because you always have this tendency, what if it's fake? What if it's not real? But now a lot of this second-hand dealer, this gray market dealer, they're doing a lot of this Facebook Live auction. So what they do is that let's say they buy the watch at like 20K, right? 20,000. So they'll start the auction at 20,000. So they cannot lose anything above they already make money. You understand what I'm saying? So they just do an auction. They'll be like, okay, this Rolex is 20K. So the reserve is 20K. So let's bid right now. So let's say someone bid all the way to like 30K. They can just make 10 grand. Insane. So that's the new model that we're seeing in Malaysia. And this is a model that is not so common in the Western world. It's more common in like the Eastern world, right? More like people like to watch. They like to have the experience. They like to be a part of something, right? And then I feel like the auction method, the auction strategy kind of fun too. But that only works obviously in certain markets and certain businesses. So I get that. But I think more businesses need to look into the power of live streaming and webinar. I would just assume them is the same thing, because at the end of the day, you're getting people to watch something at the same time and get them to interact. Every business, I believe, you have to have StreamYard, Facebook Live, Zoom, GoToWebinar, whatever software you use, you have to have an outlet that is getting attention at least 3 times a week. Whether you're sharing content, like I saw one accounting firm, fantastic. They don't sell their services online, but I want to use them. Here's why. Because every week they go live and they talk about current finance and account situation in Malaysia. Like when the moratorium was announced, they talk about how they calculate, they talk about the pros and cons, they talk about like if you're in this, if you're that, what you do, and then they engage the audience on Facebook Live, they engage with people on Zoom, right? And they don't sell their service. They don't ever sell their service, but they just do sharing. But that for me shows that, okay, these people know what they're doing. And number 2, I want to work with them. I don't know how, at what capacity, but I want to work with them. That I am in a position right now where I figure out how I can actually give them money right now. You understand what I'm saying? So if your business, let's say, there's another one. So John, I just got a puppy, as you know, a couple of days ago, right? But before we got a puppy, I want to study more about puppies and how to take care of puppies, because this is my first one. So I accidentally stumbled upon a Facebook Live of a guy speaking in Mandarin, and my Mandarin is already very bad. And this guy's Mandarin is like super good. So I could barely understand, but I watched the entire like 1 hour Facebook Live of him talking about how to train the dog to poop and how do you stop the puppy from biting. And now I'm in a position where, dude, if when the world opens up, when MCO is over, or when we go to phase 2, I want to hire this guy to be my trainer, and I want to buy whatever he has to sell, kibbles, food, supplements, because this guy knows what he's talking about. The only thing he doesn't have is he doesn't have an online store. He didn't sell. He was just sharing. I wish he sold something, I would have bought it. You understand what I'm talking about? Which is like, he's not even targeting the right market, because I'm an English speaker. I watch English video. I don't watch Chinese videos. But for some reason, he appeared in front of me. I watched the whole entire thing, barely understanding what he's talking about, but I trust this guy. So if he tells me that he has the best pet food in the world, I really believe it, because the content sharing part, the live streaming part caught my attention. Trust is built. And I think any industry you're in, whether you're a property agent, insurance agent, property developer, retail business, char kway teow business, dude, start sharing. Tell us about your hawker life. Tell us about what's your recipe. Not all the recipe, but share with us why you use certain things. What that makes all the difference. Right now, if you're not having business anywhere, when you're sitting down playing with your phone, waiting for customers to come in, that's a waste of time. Stream it. Go live. Hi, everyone. This is Mr. Char Kway Teow here. Today, we're going to talk about Char Kway Teow, why my hor fun is better than outside hor fun, why I choose this specific ingredient. Dude, I'll watch this kind of stuff because I'm always curious, why is yours better than the others? I don't know, like in the future when things open up, or when I want to make a decision on GrabFood, Foodpanda, it's an easy decision to make. I'm going to go for the one that I'll commit myself, my time most to, you know?
Yeah, I think the future belongs to education marketing. And to be specific, it's more like edutainment marketing. How do you educate while being entertaining at the same time?
Yeah.
Like this guy who is doing Facebook Live seafood 20 meal business. You look at his show, right? Super entertaining, right? He will even tell you, oh, this salmon, right? Let me tell you the difference between Norwegian salmon versus the other kind of salmon, right? You look at the meat, it's different. So many stories, and then later on, he has this selling process where he say, I have 5 right now, right? If you guys want, please type K1. Type K1 now, right? And then he puts a clock. He puts a clock, right? I only give you guys 5 minutes. And then the whole selling skill is so flawless, is so smooth, right? After you're being educated, you just want to buy. Yeah, so I think the future is where every entrepreneurs, if you can't do it yourself, you're gonna have someone in your team who can be trained to do that.
I think that's inevitable. I mean, the retail shop is gonna be around. I think retail shops are gonna be around. I miss the experiences. Like sometimes, right, I will walk into like Louis Vuitton, I'll walk into like car showrooms, I'll walk into random places just because it's nice to have those experiences, even if you're not buying anything. I think retail shops are gonna be around, but they're gonna be used as an experience center. They're not gonna be used as a way to just sell, right? They're gonna be you gotta go there. It's kind of like Apple. A lot of Apple's product sales come from the internet, not from retail shop. But why in America? Apple invests so much money on Apple Fifth Avenue, which is the glass box in New York. Apple invests so much money in the beautiful Apple store in what's the place they're in? Cupertino in California, right? They invest so much money in the San Diego Apple Store and all the Apple Store, beautiful. They are like art in itself. Why? Because when you go in there, you don't really. I mean, sure, people do buy there, but that's not most of their sales, and that's not the biggest reason why they do that. I order all my Apple stuff on the internet because going there and lining up is just crazy, right? I will go there and experience it or love it. When I go in there, I feel like I'm in a temple. I feel like I'm in like a Japanese Zen place. The trees, I love it. The Singapore one's beautiful, right? The one in Orchard Road. So I love the experience. Even if I'm not buying anything there, I come out, I'm like, okay, Apple just gained my trust. I love it. In England, I remember in Hatton Garden in London, the Apple Store. I'm sure Singapore one has that too because I saw sittings. They actually have a seminar room that teaches you how to use Apple products. That teaches you how Apple products is more superior and how it can help you based on what problem you have. Let's say you're an artist, right? You are a graphic designer. They will show you literally like with a computer, okay, here's what you can do with Apple products that will help you facilitate and improve your work rate. I was so blown because, again, now it goes back to the idea of prescription marketing or quiz marketing, whatever you want to call it. Dude was asking, what do you do for a living? This is what you do. Here's how Apple can help you work faster, get things done easier, and be more productive. I'm like, dude, that's proper sales, man. It's not like, oh, we have 500 RAM or 700. I don't even know anything, right? Like last time when I was using Windows, I need to read all these like CPU, RAM, processor. Now I don't even know any of this. The guy just like, what do you do? Oh, I do this. Okay. Then you need this, you need this, you need this, you need this. Okay, I buy. That's it. Love it. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you notice those brands where they have the highest revenue per square feet, right? So Apple is definitely number 1. I think number 2 is Tesla. I forgot who's number 3. I think number 4 is Lululemon.
Lululemon,
yeah.
Dude. Man, that one.
Yeah, Lululemon is number 4. So if you notice, all of them have one thing in common. All the sales is done online, and all the retail stores are all experience centers. So I personally don't believe that. Yeah, I don't believe that retail is dead. I think retail will come back because at the end of the day, people still need the human connection.
Yes.
You see how many people are so sick of being stuck at home. So many people can't wait for the whole COVID to be over because they just want to meet each other again.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw that last year, right? I think in June, the moment market opened up, you look at the bars, it's all packed. Yeah, so people will still definitely want to go out. But I think as a business owner, if you really think about it, this is the time for you to build your online marketing channel and look into how can you have your offline as an experience center. Right, the true traffic will still be there. It might not be the same anymore. Just look at what Singapore is doing. They are already saying that it's not going to be the same. You just got to live with it, right? So this is going to happen in Malaysia, in my opinion, once the government has come to their senses. Once we actually have a real government.
When would that be? When would that be?
Yeah, I don't know when. Yeah, but I hope that day comes. And the foot traffic will no longer be the same like last time. So your physical store, you still need it as an experience center, but the way you kind of develop it may not be the same anymore, right? Because you may not need such a big space. And if you do have a big space, you actually might have different kind of experiences in that location. And a lot of the sales has to be done online. Education marketing, content marketing, entertainment marketing. So I was speaking to this guy yesterday, the seafood again, and he was telling me, he said, John, I made so much money when this social media influencer was jumping off the building and she became a huge sensation. Right? I'm sure you heard of the Yang Pao Pei scandal. Yeah. And I said, how do you make money? He said, I invited her over. She didn't even come to my talk show. She agreed to come, didn't even come. But then the crowd still came. Right? I entertained them.
Attention, isn't it? She's the attention magnet, and then he's leveraging that too, isn't it?
Yeah. So he's supposed to pay her tens of thousands, just to make an appearance. She didn't come. And yet the crowd came.
I need to get her on my webinar, man. maybe her audience will come to my webinar too. Who knows, right? But you're right. Like, I just remember one thing, right? Last year when I was buying a watch from Audemars Piguet, which is a Swiss watch brand, their store used to be in Star Hill Gallery, right? Which obviously the rental is insane high, but because it's in renovation for like a year plus now, they moved their store into Western Hotel. And if you know, during the pandemic, Western Hotel was not open at all. Right, they closed the whole time. There was nobody there literally, right? So it's like really secluded area and it's not luxury experience at all. But when you enter the store, there was not a lot of people trying to sell you anything. There's nothing to sell you. There's only like 2 people working there, and they turned a huge part of the shop into like a museum. It's like a gallery, explaining the history of the brand, the history of the watches, why you should get this, why you should do that, and all the selling are done on the phone. How? What's that? The sales assistant will be like, hey, dude, I've got this new watch coming in. Do you want me to get this for you? We only have like 30 of this. If you want, I can put an order for you. And everything is done here, and we make all the payment online. We go there, pick up the watch, size it, and then we walk away. That's it. We don't even go there and pay anymore. Everything is paid online now. That's the future, as you mentioned, man. So, and as you talk about as well, like I think right now, in short, like in conclusion, what we are trying to summarize is very important. If you got a retail shop right now, turn it into an experience center, right? But you need an online arm. You need what your frozen seafood guy is doing. Think about how you can garner attention, garner entertainment, and more importantly, education. It depends on which angle you want to go. Like the puppy trainer guy that I was following, dude was not entertaining at all. Dude was boring, man, but he was educating. And I'm at a position where I have a problem and I want to learn how I can solve the problem. So he was getting my full attention because of that. If you can't be entertaining, you can't take off your clothes, you don't have six-pack abs, that's okay, no problem, right? I can't do the same too. So what do? We go for the education route. I think, John, that's what you do too, right? I don't think you dance on a pole, or I don't think you secretly have an OnlyFans account, right? But you educate. That's what get people like us, right? Entrepreneurs who want to listen to what you say, what you talk about. That's how you got our attention. You don't have to be entertaining. You can be educational. You can choose one. If both, that's the best. But when you're starting out, just go one route.